listen, we've got an important topic to talk about. Okay, very important topic. I told you this is serious. All right, this is serious. All right, I wasn't kidding when I said we were starting early to talk about the many faces of Chris Redfield. Okay, this is ridiculous. By the way, anyone who's in the Discord who is following this, they'll probably thought I was joking. I am not. I'm very serious about this. All right. And as you can see, we have S, A, B, C, and Craig Redfield categories for good reason. Okay. Because, God, this is not Chris Redfield. That is Craig. That is Craig Redfield. All right. You did make you did make a list. This is true. You did make a list in Discord. And anyone is free to have their own opinion, free to have a look at what you put in the Resident Evil part of the Discord. But this is not Chris Redfield. This is Craig Redfield. All right. So he gets his own category all the way at the bottom because he sucks at it. All right. I don't have anyone in C tier, right? I don't have anyone in C tier. Okay. And I'll be honest, I only have one in S tier. I'm very big on this. S tier is like the creme de la creme, the best of the best. So there's only one in S. RE6 Chris is in B. RE6. He's just a little weird, you know? He's like a drunk too after everything that happened, like post RE5, and he's just weird. Like, I don't know. He's just a weirdo, you know? Next in B, we have Code Veronica Chris. He's just like a cheap alternative to RE1 Chris. Let's be honest. Let's be real. He's just a cheap alternative, which leads me into the OG Resident Evil 1 Chris. This is like young Chris. I like it a little bit better than I like the RE6 Chris, and I don't hate the RE6 Chris. He's just like an alcoholic. You know what I mean? So I could see where you drop it. I can see where you put it, but this is OG Chris. This is like young Chris. Like, so I think this cat is actually like looks decent for like a young Chris, like getting started with everything that he's about to go through. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You know, a good baseline design. And then yeah, oh yeah, he looks totally fine. There's nothing, he doesn't look weird or anything. Like they actually did a pretty good job for it being made in 98 and 02, like or 96 rather, and 02. They did pretty well. Next, the top two everyone should know that what the top two are, right? But next is RE5 Chris. Okay. RE5 Chris is like, he's almost peak Redfield. You know what I mean? Like, actually, in terms of like everything, right? Like top to bottom, not even just like how he looks or anything. Top to bottom, this is peak Chris Redfield. However, you're telling me that Village Chris comes behind any of these? You're telling me that Chris in Village is behind any of these? No shot. It's not even close. It's not even close. RE5 Chris might be peak Chris in terms of like across the board, top to bottom, but RE8 Chris is the best iteration of Chris. But this is my Chris Redfield tier list.